zeroed in on 3 wanted fugitives and 1 bewildered double agent, triple agent, who knows at this point. You stare at the wall-mounted TV, your own faces splashed across the midday news. Wanted for multiple counts of murder, assault, and escape from legal confinement. I'll let you take it from there.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Well, this went about as badly as it could, to be honest.
Only murder?
Yeah,
And assault?
does anyone remember actually killing anyone? I mean, I remember Kane, like, bodying that guy twice, but... Or once.
I mean, we didn't... I don't think we've...
I'd assume the second time was when you got your ribs broken.
I don't think we've killed anybody directly. We did have Barbas get killed, but evidently he didn't stay down, so I don't think that counts. And we weren't the ones that killed him either, so...
And, I mean, we didn't kill any of the asylum staff. So I think this might be Ed Miller Wist's warning to us or something.
I don't think this is Wist. He would need us to be covert for whatever job he's got us doing. Why would he want to splash our faces and names all over the news?
So do you think maybe it's Delta Green then?
Or Barbas again? I don't know.
I mean,
Hold up. Is it your damn boyfriend?
What?
Fucking Alsis? Steven?
I don't think so. I don't think
he's got a lot of power. He's able to do this kind of thing.
I don't think that he would start a manhunt for us. I feel like
I think he would.
You think he would? All right.
You just told us that he had an entire rooftop full of people ready to kill you.
But that was just
if you are in police custody.
I don't think he cares about you two.
I don't think he cares that if we get caught in the crossfire either way. Because the likelihood
Do you want me to
of
just ask him? Do you want me to just ask him? I feel like he'd tell me.
I don't think it's a good idea for you to like call him right now. I feel like that's a toxic relationship that you're creating.
Probably. Although... You know what? Let's just keep our options open. Sure, it could be him. I just don't think it's his style, really. I don't know. But hey, I don't know him that well.
Desmond, you got any thoughts on this man? Like, this is
Desmond is
bad.
Got his like feet tucked up underneath him, and he is just staring at the floor.
I think your park ranger not doing so well. Hey, forest man, wake up!
Right. Hold up. I got this. It worked with Eliza last time.
I broke your nose.
But it worked, did it not? I'm gonna go ahead and like slap Desmond out of it.
Okay.
You don't have to immediately resort to violence, Kane. It's okay. Maybe we can just let him...
I do.
Go. Stop it.
Does he hit me?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I was gonna try to stop you from doing.
If you're doing anything harder than like a, I don't know, like a tap round the head, then I'd probably get you to roll.
Oh, like yeah, it's just like a little like tap on the back of the head, like buddy, come on, come on. I'm not like full on punching him or like slapping him. Just kind of like trying to get him like, hey, time to zone back in. We got a job to do, and the situation's very, very bad.
Nurse. I'm on the news. My wife and my kid are gonna think I'm a murderer.
That's the main issue. If anything, you should be happy that you're not with them right now, because you being with them right now is putting them in danger. So I need you to get your shit together right now, real quick. All right? Situation's bad. How do we make it better right now, man? Did the news say, like, give any information on like who we killed?
It just it
Back at the
mentions
asylum, right?
yeah, it mentioned
at
it
the-
just says multiple staff members at the asylum and other. It hasn't dropped any names. It just says multiple asylum members and other patients were killed by yourselves during the escape.
I still think it's Wist's doing, to be honest.
Of course it was fucking West.
But logically, why?
What do you fucking mean?
To warn us.
He wanted us in that place. He did not want us to leave. Are you kidding me?
He's the one that let us out.
They're going to catch us and charge us and put us back,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so why?
He will get us back if we're
If
caught.
he wants control, would he let us go? Because he still has the control. He's letting us know that this world is just as much under control by him as that one. We didn't reach safety when we walked through that door. We just went down to another level of fucking hell.
Renko takes a kind of a bit of a step back when you say that, and
Who is this Wist? I am sad to say I lost track of your exploits when you went inside. What happened in there?
Listen,
I want to sit
Renko,
down for this.
I don't know if Wild, which is what he calls himself in the spooky world, I don't know if he's a fucking devil or a demon or a god or some other bullshit that you can summon by singing the right note 15 times while shoving a banana up your ass. But he's got a lot of power in that place. He runs it. There is no head doctor there. It's just Wild. This... We've been trapped in that damn fucking place since 1995. And Desmond suddenly stands up. And I'll tell you what, I don't think we're gonna escape this place. I think we're tied to it. But I am pretty fucking sure I could put some 50 Action Express directly behind Wild's eyes. So that is my new goal.
Okay. That's a great plan B. Like I said, we don't know for sure if this was Wist's doing or Wild's doing. We're 80% sure, but there's still that 20%, alright? So, let's just call him up and figure out what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, you have fun with that. I'm gonna go shave my whole head. Because, apparently, and he gestures to his face, this man is a murderer. And he just walks out towards the bathroom.
I'm gonna like talk to Renko and be like, Renko, can you go pick up some hair bleaching dye from the corner store?
He
And a
smiles
lot
and
of it.
yeah, he smiles and turns around because like when he came in, he had donuts and he had coffee and had a bunch of bags, and he takes the plastic bags and just empties the contents onto the bed, and everything you've just described lands on the bed.
One step ahead of you, pal.
Eliza, I hope you like blonde.
I could go for it.
Hey, let's hope Steven likes blonde as well. He may not be so quick to pull the trigger next time you meet.
I don't think
Desmond
that had
leans
anything
in from the other room. Renko, what the fuck? Oh shit, is that green? Fuck the shaving, I'm putting my hair green. Takes one of the boxes.
No, don't. God, whatever.
Fuck you.
We're trying to be more or less noticeable.
You'd be surprised. Like,
I'm just going to.
I mean, I like to avoid people with the green hair. Honestly, I don't trust them.
Are we ever going to unpack that?
Unpack what?
Your whole demeanor. I'm just curious.
Trust issues?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, not today.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go bleach my hair then.
I recommend having somebody else do it for you.
You know what? Yeah.
You're less likely to accidentally bleach your skin.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably a good idea. I wouldn't want to have a repeat of high school where I bleached my hair and pulled out a chunk of it.
Before you do that, what is your next move here? Before this shitstorm, you were planning what exactly?
I pull out like the briefcase and the building plans. Wild wanted us to meet up with a contact of his to drop off some baggage on with the marked rooms in the oh gosh, that would I know the building name. It's somewhere here. Uh, where was it? Oh no. You guys know what I'm talking about, the building.
The Prudential building, yeah.
Prudential
The
building.
there.
That's what it was. I'm like, where is it in my notes?
I wanted to see if you had it in mind. No, that's fine. Yeah, so he looks at the stuff over for a second.
This is not a bombing.
No.
No.
No, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, this is not bombing. If
Right.
you wanted to bomb this building, one, that is way too many devices for demolition, and two, that is in the wrong place for demolition.
That's what
Right,
we had
we
assumed
figured
as
that
well.
out. Yeah.
So the real question is if it's not bombs and it's not some sort of chemical agent or something like that, especially since the time that we're doing this at 10 o'clock at night. We're doing this after hours. If you wanted to do an attack, you would do it in the middle of the day when there's casualties. No, this is... I hate to say it, but something even, I feel like, worse. In a manner.
Oh. Like our line of work worse.
Yes.
I think so.
Absolutely.
Actually, the room numbers should be labeled on the blueprints. Can I look up what those like room numbers are for the Prudential buildings? Because typically they'll have like the business address for PO boxes and mailing and whatnot.
Yeah, you can do roll bureaucracy.
Oh Lord. Eliza, please. Bureaucracy.
Or get
Okay.
someone
I
else
only
to
have a
help you.
I did
32.
I did some research on it
Oh,
last
I got
night.
an 8!
Oh yay!
You search around, first of all, surface level, like, and you get to, there's just random businesses. None of them seem to would have a tie to, like, someone like Whist or the law firm or anything like it. Totally random offices.
Rather than being related to Whist, what kind of business are they? Are they just like a random assortment, or is they
It
a
is.
specific type?
It's a totally random assortment.
Oh. All right.
I really think he's just trying to get as many civilians involved as he can, honestly.
But
Like,
if it
look,
was
he's trying to get us to put one of these in a department store or something.
right, but if it was the work of the Yellow King or the play, right? Yeah, we were in the night floors, and it was the play. That's where we exited at. So he does have ties to it, but he doesn't seem to be wanting to be a part of it. I feel like that's the vibe I get. Because why else would he have let us go like that?
You are affording him a lot of grace when he didn't even really let us go.
This Whist character wants you to do whatever the hell this clown mission is. I don't know why he would call cops on you if this was what he was after.
Exactly. And even if then, like,
I'm-
don't you feel like he would have called the cops a lot earlier on us if he wanted us to be captured when we were out and about, or even with his people? I mean, for Christ's sake,
Well,
they had
'cause
their
he
doctor fixing my ribs and nose. They could have put me under. They could have gassed the back seat. They could have
Well,
killed us.
He
in the
wants
car.
us to do his favor for him before they take us back, right? He put us on a clock.
Perhaps this is not him.
Maybe not. I mean, there are other options. A lot of people hate us. We have quite a list of enemies.
I tell you what, I will make myself scarce for the day and see if I cannot dig up where this is all coming from. They are looking for you. They do not know I am involved.
No.
Right. We checked into this hotel, didn't we? Like outside of question.
Yeah,
We would have used aliases.
You'd assume
Yeah.
you would use aliases. Yeah, I make that assumption.
Right,
So that's
but-
fine.
But like an alias doesn't erase the face that we went into the check-in desk with, right? Like they saw us checking in.
Possibly.
Hmm.
You had to move. It was pretty late at night when you left the boxer, because you left the boxer after escaping your encounter with Alzis, and that was in the evening. So wherever you went, it was check-in desk late at night. It's going to be one person on the desk at the most in these motels.
Okay.
Probably might not have even noticed you. It's a possibility.
Okay. Well, I'll put that in the back of my head for now then.
You, tactically speaking, you checked in at the best possible time during the day to avoid lots of attention. Skeleton staff, no one was about.
Okay. It's probably more dangerous to move anyway.
If you're going to break in there, you're going to need more than this. Hold on a second, let me think.
He whips out his phone a second, and he's like, you see him tearing a few buttons on his smartphone. He's like browsing,
There.
and he turns and shows you about 25 minutes from you, for the whole week, there is a like a gun show. About 25 minutes by car from your current location.
If you were going to procure equipment and do it somewhere where, let's just say the types that frequent this sort of thing, not big fans of the government, you might be able to get what you're looking for with minimum amount of problem, no?
Yeah, no problem there. I think I can get there. Desmond. I hate to say it.
Desmond comes in from the other room at this point, and he had started to have some facial hair growing in because it's been a while, and he has shaved that into just the gnarliest goatee you have ever seen. And on top of his head, there is about a 2-inch wide green mohawk.
That's horrendous.
Yeah, but do I look like Desmond?
You look like something out of a DC comic.
I'll take it.
You look like a shitty henchman. Alright, whatever. Alright.
You were saying?
There's a gun show 25 minutes from here, and I know a lot of people that are interested in 50 Action Express.
Oh shit, really?
I'm sure we'd be able to get a nice trade in, or find somebody that's willing to trade.
You suggesting that I trade in the Deagle?
Yeah, considering that the pistol that you have right now is illegal, what we need is other people.
Got to be illegal because we're
Right,
wanted
right.
criminals.
Well, that's not what I mean. In this state, particularly, it's illegal to have that gun. What we need is people that have a little bit more difficulty tracking these kinds of guns down. Something that, you know, VIN numbers, serial numbers taken off, modified barrels, etc. The like. It's more of bait to kind of draw out those the few.
The gun smugglers?
Yes.
Okay, why didn't you just say that? What's up with all this weird terminology? Are we just going to buy illegal guns? That's fine. I've done it before, and I waved the illegal gun.
Alright.
Do we have any fucking cash? Because I would highly not recommend making a withdrawal from your bank account.
We do. We still have the funds that Delta Green had given us with our equipment and whatnot. I would assume. Because you said we had gotten all of our stuff from the airport, all of our items that were taken off our persons, and then also we had gotten what was in the hotel room.
I mean, I still have some cash from that time that I bought those burner phones too.
Well,
But-
I hope you all have around $5,000 US.
Not that
if
much.
we're all buying automatic weapons, which is what it seems like we're going to do. No?
Not that much.
I turn to Rango. Don't suppose you have a couple $1,000 just in your pocket?
Unfortunately, no. I would.
Let me just make a roll for Renko. 1 second. Okay.
I would, You said about going to your people to secure more funds.
And he gestures over to the TV that's on the wall behind him.
What if this is them?
Oh, that was my second guess, yes. They don't like us much anymore either.
I know how they operate because my people operate same. If you become liability, you get burned. Would you consider yourselves a liability?
I mean, since 1995, baby.
Mm. I wonder, maybe it's better just to get caught. I mean, whatever we're going to do.
Excuse me?
Hello?
Whatever we're going to do for Whist, it's probably very, very bad for everyone else. That's all I'm saying.
Wait, are we actually going to do that?
I don't know. What choices do we have? Like, it's either get caught by them or run from Whists. He already said that's not going to work, and honestly, I would be inclined to believe him. He seems a good deal powerful, you know? Probably more powerful than I'm giving him credit for anyway. So it's either we get caught by them or get caught by him, or do this thing that he asked us to do, which is most certainly going to endanger a bunch of people who have no right seeing what it is we're going to put on that building or whatever, you know? I just don't think we have that many options that end well for us anymore.
So, you're ready to die? Because that's what that means.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Probably not, but I'm just saying that it's something we should probably think about. We've been on borrowed time since we signed on with Delta Green. It's about time that it's running out, isn't it?
It pains my heart to hear you say things like that. And I was waiting for the right time to bring this up. And if you are talking like that, you are forced my hand. My people have been looking into things just as much as you. But I am worried. At least with your people, the modus operandi seems to be contain or destroy at all cost. My people would be looking to weaponize. I can't in good conscience stand by and watch that happen.
Can you all make an alertness check for me, please?
Mm-hmm. That's a nice big failure.
96.
36. I'm good.
Okay. There's no... I know 96 is technically a crit fail, but you're just trying to notice something here. There's no... You notice, for the first time, when he exhales at the end of that sentence, the vodka on his breath.
Drinking on the job, Agent?
If you knew what I knew, you'd be 6 bottles deep as well.
You've been holding out on us? What kind of friend are you? Sharing is caring there, Renko. I don't know how you do it over in the Union, but here in the US of A,
2050.
I know.
Sorry.
Kane.
We
I was-
share around here.
I was 5 when Soviet Union collapsed. Look,
Kane's just begging for some vodka. It's fine. Ignore him.
Single sip.
Don't give him any, by the way.
I think we all could go for a shot right now. I think that would do great for our nerves. And I think also, I don't want to drag him into this, but he's the only person I can think of to call to be able to help, and is like an hour away. I can call Thomas Wright. He might be able to help us out with some funds. If I let him know that what's happening is tied to another government agency off the books and has something to do with Amanda, which it does.
you want... I would not involve anybody outside of this room until you know who is hunting you.
I think we need to have a sit-down discussion about what's next here. Like, honestly, what are we going to do? We're talking about buying weapons. We're talking about securing funds. What for? What is our plan? What are we going to do?
I think right now, as much as I would love to just fucking kill everyone who could be doing this, I think our only goal right now is to survive. We're either
Okay.
being hunted by the law, the government, Delta Green, Witst, or, I mean, just for shits and giggles, there could be a fucking metal Spider that shoots laser beams for fun, because those show up sometimes too. So I think we need to get weapons, and we need to hold ourselves up somewhere.
So
Even
to
if
be
it's-
clear,
Abandoned fucking cellar or something.
uh, sorry. So to be clear, we are not doing the thing that Wist asked us to do.
I don't think that's a
God,
good
no.
idea.
No,
I think we
we're not
should.
doing. Okay, so we
I
can
think
just
we should.
scratch that from the record. Okay,
If
cool.
we're gonna die, anyways, I'd rather not die as, 15,000 fuckamajiggits of scary place radiation drops through the world.
You know what?
Yeah.
I want to find answers, and I need to know what has us doing. Because if we don't do it, somebody else would do it.
I have... idea. You need money for off-the-books equipment. I said before, my employer has been trying to weaponize this whole mess. I am caught in middle. There is an orphanage not too far. Maybe 2-hour drive from here. My people have been running it as a safe house of sorts, exposing orphans and strays to this yellow symbol that keeps popping up. I'm studying the effects. I am sad to say that is why I was initially dispatched here. I can't let it go on, so you help me and I can help you. We go to that orphanage. We kill everybody there. Except the kids, of course.
Okay, thank God. Okay. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that part.
They have hard cash on site, numbering in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, we wipe them out. The cash is yours. And I want out of SV8.
Yeah. Do you think we couldn't probably possibly lay a body double for you, could we? Agent Renko's KIA.
I can arrange for my own disappearance. I just need safe harbor to go to.
All right. Well, Delta Green isn't exactly the safest harbor, so obviously that's out of the equation there. But
No, I can take some cash from the offsite and buy a new identity. You have rest.
um, I guess you could. No. Any acquaintances of our own would be in danger if they were to harbor you. Just through knowing us, so.
They have a host of bad news there. It is a black site for experimentation. They are studying the effects of this. The yellow sign there, but also other things. We must be on our guard.
So you just need help getting in and taking care of business, and then after that, we're all set then? Go separate ways?
You take your money. You get your gear to do what you need to do. I take my slice. And I disappear.
Still have the Beretta that Wild gave us, and I still have my gear from Delta Green. So, if we go at night, we can crack open the door, crowbar, no problem. Seem to have no issues breaking in that way. I still have a lot of my fragmentation grenades.
And can you not throw grenades in a fucking orphanage?
There's different
Hey.
rooms, jackass. They wouldn't keep the kids in the same room where they keep the money and guns. That part is going to be the part
Could you
that's going to be
also
armored.
not blow up the money with a hand grenade?
Some of it will survive. You don't need all of it. Greedy. And it's not just frag grenades, it's flashbangs. There's a couple. I have smokes with me as well. Kane is just kind of rummaging through his bag, his gear bag. Ooh, I found night vision goggles.
Okay. Okay.
I
I
just,
mean,
I,
all I've got is the keys to a fucking helicopter, which has almost certainly been
Oh, absolutely. That shit's
taken
gone,
by the
dog.
police. Yeah, that's gone. That's cool. It was only a casual 60,000.
It's all right with the illegal child experimentation money that we're about to get. I'm sure you'll be able to buy another one.
I just, I cannot believe the conversations that are happening in this room right now.
Eliza, I think you should be more on board with this. We're going in to
I,
save children
I'm absolutely on
and
board with the
kill bad guys.
saving children thing. It's just,
Agent Bishop, I've done a lot of morally muddy things since I started working for SV8, and I did it for my country. I do not come to you with this lightly. I am betraying my homeland with every action I take today with you. I hope that in knowing that you understand just how heavy this situation is. I would not do this lightly.
Well, Renko, since you're hanging out with Americans now, we sort of hate and betray our country for fun. So, you'll fit right in. And I give him, like, a dad clap on the back. Anyways, anybody feel like hunting some Russians? Excluding this one.
Oh, Kane is so ready for this shit.
Alright.
yeah, I mean,
I best gear up myself. I'll be right back.
And Renko leaves the room, walks out to his car. He's gone for a moment if you need to speak while he's not present.
Oh, Kane, I've noticed your hair is looking exactly the same.
Yeah.
Eliza's blonde, I'm green, and you're a wanted man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get a hat.
dye your hair, dye your hair, dye
Oh no, I'm
your
gonna
hair.
go get a hat and
We have purple.
I think
We have
I might
purple.
go down to Hot Topic and grab one of those colored contact lenses, you know?
You know what? Actually, that's a great fucking idea. We should all change our eye color with the fucking
Mhm.
contacts. That Kane,
Yeah.
actually, you stumbled headfirst into a really good idea.
Yeah. I eyes are kind of one of the first things you notice in a person when you like look at them. Hair color not so much, but yeah. Um and I think if my nose is just barely set, so I think if I break it again and like set it off slightly,
Fucking what?
think it might change the nose shape and
Well, yes, it would.
yeah, but maybe not the best idea. Kind of like
That
being able to
sounds like it would
smell.
hurt.
Yeah.
You never had your nose broken, Eliza.
I mean, I got into a lot of fist fights as a kid, but I
Yeah,
always
but you
won,
won those.
so yeah, I
So,
won. So I have never had my nose broken.
okay, well, I guess it's just a boys thing.
Boys will be boys. Casually slams head on table, breaks nose. Actually, you know what? Kane is going to do exactly that. Just boys will
No,
be boys. Slams his head on the table, breaks his nose again.
Desmond, I cannot believe this man is our doctor. This is the same guy who was giving like field medicine to
Well,
us.
I figure it's sort of like the old saying: if those who cannot do, teach. Those who cannot take care of
I
themselves,
believe my former
take care
title
of others.
was
I
Army
see.
Combat Medic.
Right, you're the
Yes,
you're the
doctor.
medic.
How often do you run into men saying, boys will be boys, and smashing their head on the desk? Is that a normal military occurrence?
Apparently, you haven't been near Marines enough. I
You know what?
watched
My bad.
Marines
That's fair
guard
enough.
a electric fence for 3 hours, and they got so bored that they grabbed onto the electric fence. One of them got second-degree burns for holding on too long. They would rather deal with pain than they would with boredom. They're the Look, they don't call them crayon eaters for nothing, okay?
Okay, Kane. I'll let you have this one, I guess. It seems like you need to have this one.
I am gonna have this one. And
Okay.
I'm also gonna
And you're getting blood
go
all
into the
over the carpet.
I
Can you
am.
just
I
here
am.
take? Oh my
I
god. Here, I have some tissues.
use it as like yeah, that's the good stuff. Yeah, Kate's just
Hey.
gonna go to the bathroom, and then like his nose was like previously like fixed set back into place, and said he's gonna like set it off slightly to the side so that way it's like a crooked nose. Uh, and yeah, I will take that penalty. I will take those penalties for alertness checks
Tell you what,
for the whole purpose of being stealthier.
make a con times 5 check for me.
I got that. That's easy. That's
Messing
easy. That's
around.
easy money. 39.
That's always how
Success.
it turns into.
All right. So I'm not gonna have you take any hit point damage. Any alertness checks related to like smell are now going to be at minus 10% while your
Oh,
nose is can.
no worries.
All right.
I'm just gonna wash my nose out and stuff like that. And probably pop like 5 ibuprofen, um, and enough Benadryl to see the Hat Man.
Well,
Kane's
you're
not
gonna have
gonna
an
know which
interesting tour.
hallucinations are real and which ones are just from
Oh, but
over
wait, hold up.
medicating.
The door to your room opens and Renko comes walking back in with a duffel bag, big black duffel bag that he just drops onto the ground behind him, and he begins to take out. I'm gonna say you two wouldn't recognise. Kane, you can make either a firearms or a military science check, and either one will give you a slightly different set of information.
I rolled. Okay. Oh gosh, what should I do? Military science or firearms? That's a great question. I'm going to say firearms, and also I rolled a 5.
Okay. He first pulls out an AK-12
Whoa!
that's in various
Oh,
pieces and begins to assemble it
holy!
almost expertly, to the point where if he's not currently serving, he at least was Spetsnaz, almost definitely. And pulls out like black BDUs and just kind of throws them to the side, and he kind of enters almost like a zen-like state, which is impressive for a man that just admitted to having 6 bottles of vodka in him, and just begins to check his gear.
Kane just kind of laughs. So for those that don't know, to be a combat medic, you actually do have to be combat medic and also sent to other units to serve with like Marines or other branches of the military. You have to be special forces. Um, so Kane is also technically special forces, so he recognized that immediately. And just kind of laughs at Renko. He doesn't tell anybody else, but he just kind of laughs and keeps it to himself. Like,
I, an American, know what that is, but Desmond does not. Crippling depression.
Dude,
I, a Canadian, have lost the plot once again.
We don't need to get any other guns because this thing can clear an amphitheater.
Dog, Mark is just giving me like the biggest gun nut hard-ons right now. Like I am a full mast captain. Like, oh God, I love the gun. Um, I guess Kane at this point is also just pulling out his gear, and setting it off to the side and just pulling everything out. Um, Eliza, would you care for I got a Glock 21 here. It's shooting 45 and it's suppressed. You want it? It's a little bit easier to handle than a Beretta.
I mean, I can shoot both, but sure.
I mean,
It's always
yeah.
faster to change to a new weapon than to reload, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey,
So
would you like
having
to
extras isn't a bad idea.
If we're clearing an entire goddamn facility, I have a feeling you're going to need to fire more than, what, 8, 12 shots? I have no idea what a Beretta holds, honestly.
Beretta holds, I believe,
Yeah,
15.
I pull the clip out. How many rounds are in it? GM.
15 in a bro, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm double checking right now. Yeah, 15 rounds.
Uh-oh. We just got out-knowledged.
Yeah, I
That's-
thought
that's
you
a
guys were
15.
American.
Unrelated notice,
15.
I will be resigning from the podcast.
All right. Yeah. So, and interestingly enough, as you're watching him put his stuff together, there's one piece of kit that just stands out as like. And the first thing you've particularly you Kane have seen, like sometimes guys take stuff that's not state of the art or like standard issue as like a personal choice, and this guy Renko's just gonna torn his getting the last thing he stops to prepare is a Makarov, like a World War II Makarov.
I was kind of hoping he just pulls out a whole ass Car 98.
That's what I thought he was gonna say.
Just brings out the bolt action, just like this is for when it gets real feisty.
This
For me
one,
to
the
look up what that
AK-12,
is.
is for with anyone within
In the
50
picture.
meters. This one is for anyone within 500.
Car 98 is pretty. I gotta shoot one. Or sorry, not a Car 98. Mosin. I'm thinking of. I gotta shoot a Mosin. That was pretty fun.
And he notices you noticing the Makarov and kind of looks at me.
My grandfather executed Nazis with this thing.
Wow, that's a coincidence. I actually executed some Nazis with this thing too. And he just kind of points at like his knife that he's got on him.
Aware of some of your mission history, Corporal Kane. That's why I thought you might find this interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Not the cleanest mission I've had. I will say. Not many people alive today get to say I got to kill Nazis.
Roll another either military science or
Yeah. So I'm going to do military science, and I just met it. I got a 42. So
okay. You vaguely recall during the mission planning for some of those operations in South America, that it was a very rare joint operation between yourselves, the British equivalent of Delta Green, known as Pisces, and SV8. They were involved in that operation.
Oh, interesting. That's a little bit of lore that I like to know now. Ooh.
Yeah.
Gonna put that in my little notes.
You remember it being so remarkable because it's unprecedented that those sort of parties work together, but considering the stakes and who is involved, yeah.
Yeah.
It's up to you whether Kane wants to share any more with the rest of the group. But
yeah, that was a real nasty mission. Sadly, lost a lot of good agents. But
Yeah.
end of the day, the job got done. That's all that matters.
Sounds like
I,
you had an interesting time. Mine was just another art-related thing.
Yeah,
Again.
it was a Nazi Black Ops group trying to pull a, classic Nazi thing and put Hitler's final plans into motion. Except they try to call in a fucking demon.
Ah,
It's fine though.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I just looked for some high-profile art collectors, you know.
Um, that's crazy. I just got the shit smacked out of me and then didn't shut up about it.
Uh,
What?
Because those are how you guys got into like the further stuff, right?
Right, right.
Yeah, the time in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just sort of spent my time in the woods, looking for stuff I was told specifically not to look for, and I am a slow learner.
I mean, that's fair. I was absolutely looking quite a bit too far into some people who I shouldn't have been looking into, and I got called out by the handler, and he was like, "Don't do that," and so then I stopped. But
that is.
I should have kept going.
You guys got a slap on the wrist?
Hmm.
My girlfriend died. What's
Hello?
this?
What?
What did you
What did you
do?
do?
I
Jinx.
I mean, yeah, I got sort of appropriately punished for being stupid.
Hmm. I mean, I stopped at the first warning. I got like a verbal reprimand for looking too far into someone, and then I just didn't look any further.
Yeah, that was my first warning.
I'm curious. Desmond.
Yeah, that's me.
These two have been relatively honest from my research. I found your name all over redacted files pertaining to Majestic 12.
Yeah. What about it?
Come on, Desmond. Spill the beans and toast, right? That's what.
The beans and well, I mean, to be fair, the reason I'm not supposed to tell anybody is because of the organization that may or may not be trying to kill it. I mean, honestly, it's on the list of people trying to kill us. It's a lengthy list. I'm gonna need a second page soon. Well, basically, and Desmond like stands up fully and starts to just take off his shirt.
Take us
Uh,
out to dinner first.
I mean, shit, we don't have cash. And as he removes the shirt and then a now well beaten Kevlar vest, there is revealed on his chest um, a massive scratch, like from clavicle to stomach. Uh, well, I mean, so the basics of it's fucking Bigfoot. It's just Bigfoot.
Oh, is that what you call your
Ah.
wife? Real nasty
God
battle
Kane.
scars you got.
damn it,
Kane.
Kane.
Uncalled for. Uncalled for.
If that wasn't funny, I would have slapped you.
Slap him anyway.
Please no, my nose is already broken.
Okay, back to it. Yeah, so, that's why it's redacted. Because nothing happened. And I told a lot of people something happened, and then I woke up in a room, um, with some very friendly green people of the Delta variety. And they said, you should really shut up. And I went, what? Why? and then there was a lot of guns, and then I shut up. But basically, you know, average superhero origin story. And he starts putting his clothes back on.
Actually, I mean, now that we're in this sharing circle, how did you guys get into Delta Green? I'm curious. What was the incident? I mean, I'll tell you mine. It was fun. Not really. But
I mean, you already know what dragged me into Delta Green in the first place. It was when I first met you guys all those years ago. And it's what led me down this path,
oh,
was
I
trying to
see.
continue to look for her. And it's what got
Right. You weren't a friendly already. Okay.
Yeah, I did level a gun at him like upwards of a dozen times.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I
Sorry.
still do it to this
I'm
day.
slow.
Not much has
Desmond,
changed there.
what got you into Delta Green?
Well, I just told you.
Oh.
this Bigfoot.
I thought that was sorry, out of game. I thought that was the thing that happened 15 years ago. No, that's not the middle one.
No,
I'm stupid.
I
I'm
stated that
stupid.
I am slow to learn. And after
Yes.
25 years or so, you start to worry that maybe you are crazy and you really didn't see anything.
Mm,
But no, I'm only as crazy as the rest of us.
right.
Renko, uh, mission on hand, getting back to it. As much as I love hearing your guys' hero origin stories, um, I desperately think we should probably get our hands on some of those delectable funds that are being held near the orphanage. You've been to this place before a few times now, right? Correct?
On a handful of occasions, they keep me away from there. One starts to wonder why, maybe, but I suspect nothing too harsh. They like to compartmentalize, like you do. Delta Green, I mean.
I'm going to take that slightly personal. Anywho, you know how many entrances and exits there are to the building, I'm assuming.
Yes.
You and
Main entrance, double doors. Kitchen entrance at the side. Fenced off area at the back, with the back door.
so three
It is a
entrances.
large complex, all on the ground floor. Sprawling somewhat. I haven't been in every room inside. I have only been led into the lobby and one or two of the rooms within the complex itself, so unfortunately, past the lobby we will be somewhat blind. I know it's not ideal.
So we can't ask you how the security is, then.
It wouldn't have cameras inside the building.
No.
It would mean recorded evidence. They don't need that. And most likely the doors will automatically lock from the ins, like they'll be locked inside, as to make sure that nobody escapes, like the children.
They usually have 2 scouts circling the perimeter, then around 8 to 12 guys inside, give or take. That's not including the research staff, who I suspect will simply take cover if the shooting starts.
What's our plan for the kids then? Like,
Anonymous call to the cops and we get the fuck out of there.
okay, but we're going to let them stay inside the building while we're shooting it out?
They'll be set aside in a separate room. It's precious test subjects that they can't really afford to lose to outside sources because A, it's evidence, and B, it's a research subject lost.
And what's to say that once the shooting starts, they don't kill all the children? They might.
They might,
You're right, they
so we better
might.
move fast.
But believe me when I say those kids are being tortured right now, so...
Yeah, I'm not one to, I don't like to sit idle. I think the faster we get along with the plan, the better.
Okay.
Alright. We can go... If we head out in a few hours, we can be approaching right around the town. The sun is going down. Sun will be behind us, so will offer us the advantage if in the approach.
Renko, could you do us a favor and buy some like maybe bandanas or balaclavas from some store nearby so we can cover Eliza and
He
Desmond's face.
he reaches into the duffel bag and grabs a handful of that
Gosh,
kind of thing.
Mary Poppins in that thing. You just keep pulling out all these magical items.
You got any of those Four Musketeers? Fucking love those things.
He looks really confused at you.
You mean
Is
the
this
candy?
American?
Hello?
No. no.
Yeah.
I mean,
Chocolate
No
bars.
it's
candy.
based off a French story, I think. But I mean, that's
You-
America,
you know-
right? Stealing from the French. Ayo. Sorry.
Okay, Desmond, the time to give you your medicine and get you to bed.
Well, if by medicine you mean 40 some rounds, and by get to bed you mean killing Russians, then yeah. Desmond smiles.
And Renko, if it's difficult for you, we can try to clear house while you watch outside. Make sure that we're not
Absolutely
interrupted.
no fucking way.
Just offering.
This is my responsibility. I
Yeah.
just need help.
Yep. All right. This is an SV8 compound, right?
Correct.
Okay.
The guys in there are trained killers, so the surprise is the only thing we have on our side, and we need to act fast. The longer we spend, the more likely we are to fail.
Yeah.
Well,
Move fast and clean house.
Hopefully we
And
catch them with pants down and
Shoot them.
how do you want to do this?
I believe suppressed, but also guns blazing. The researchers don't need to be kept alive. So
I said every adult. That includes bastard scientists, so yes.
yeah.
well,
So
um,
any humanoid 3 feet and below, just don't shoot at.
okay. So I was going to suggest stealth, but I don't really. Last time I saw Kane try to sneak into somewhere, he like rolled his ankle or something. So maybe we just walk in.
Yeah, I mean, you said the lobby is the only place that you know, but we can assume the back room is where they're keeping the goods. Or
We can go 2 and 2 and hit from both sides.
Desmond.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Right.
Um,
If I may be so bold to suggest, perhaps Corporal, you with one of your colleagues and me with the other one. We are
yeah,
the military men, after all.
yeah. Out of game. Desmond, your sneak is pretty good, right? Your stealth is pretty good.
It's I mean it's 64.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Eliza then, because she can make up for my 14 stealth.
No, she can't. She can run away from you as you get caught.
Well, I mean, like, I mean, she can go knock people out or like, break their necks a lot
Yeah,
quieter than I
My
can.
stealth is killing people before they look at me.
I
That's
am better at breaking people's necks than I am at shooting them, but not by very much. I'm a pretty good
I guess
shot
this is a
too.
question for Eliza then. Eliza, do you want to go with Renko or Kane? Or Desmond, do you want to go with Renko or Kane?
I'm gonna go with Renko. He's got.
Well,
I almost said the name of the gun, but I don't know. He's got a
AK-12.
big ass gun. Yeah. Well, I mean Desmond now knows it. It's an AK-12.
okay, well, sure.
All
Let's
And you-
try not to get killed then.
I'm gonna roll. If ever I know Kane's got it. If anyone else has military science, you can roll it as well.
Nope.
I don't
39.
think I.
So engaging like a sort of a native compound, i.e., something that wasn't. It's not a military installation or anything like that. That was like you did it every day for the length of your tour there in Afghanistan, right? This sort of thing is your wheelhouse. From what Renko's told you with the two scouts, you're probably best if you're going in 2 teams of 2 and those scouts are on a perimeter, they're likely engaged in a perimeter sweep on either side of each other, sort of equidistant. So you are best finding those 2 and eliminating them at the same time before you go in, so as not to allow them to summon any help first. That sort of occurs to you as you think about it.
I have a question. Renko, is this a real orphanage? Like, does it have a website or anything? Or is it like a...
No website, no. It's
Okay. I was just wondering if it's like a real institution, so that way I could look up the floor plans, but...
no. I use
maybe
the
not.
word orphanage with a certain amount of well, for the lack of a better term, really. It's a building where
Child
orphans
testing.
live.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough then.
Woof.
Child testing facility.
Unfortunately, yes.
Well, I'm ready to go when you guys are then. If there's no further research we can do, then we might as well.
Renko, you have comms, right? You have a communications device of some sort, radio.
He goes through his duffel bag and pulls out it's a set of like earpieces,
Okay.
but like belt radios with the earpieces attached.
Cool. Let's set on the same channel and just
As he does this, can everyone make a human check for me, please?
yeah. Oh, nice with my wonderful 18 human in. Yes.
Oh, I love humans. Like, one of
I got a juicy
I'm running a
63.
Minecraft stack. 13 under 64.
Okay.
I'm good as well.
Those of you
Thank you,
that
Second.
passed, The moment you're seeing a pattern here. He came back with tactical gear. You asked for balaclavas, he pulled those out, one for each of you. He asked for radios. You asked for radios, I should say, and he pulled those out, one for each of you. This operation has been in the back of his mind for a while, and he's clearly been waiting for the right time to ask you for help.
Oh, I see. Well, Renko, you could have just asked.
And he's like handing out the what?
Well, you're so prepared for something that seems so spur of the moment, aren't you? Could have just asked.
I didn't know if I could trust you.
Okay. Well, what else do you have then? And Eliza's going to just anything else.
The rest of the stuff would be for him, so like tactical gear and he has the rifle and the sidearm that I mentioned earlier on, with some mags. That's about it really. And then he's giving you all the balaclavas, and the radios. So.
I just meant any further plans, really, because it seems like you've been brainstorming for a while.
This is the limit of my knowledge at the moment. Unfortunately, in order to get my hands on what they may be doing in there, or anything practical like floor plans or their numbers, would rouse suspicion and we would lose element of surprise. Then none of that shit would matter anyway.
Okay. Well, Eliza's gonna put on her balaclava.
I understand that some, if not all of you, you've had to kill, perhaps in self-defense before. This is very different, I'm sure. Corporal Kane can attest to what I'm about to tell you. Are you ready for this sort of thing? This isn't a police investigation. This is a military operation now.
Mark, I don't think Eliza has killed anyone before, has she? I don't think. No, she. Okay, great. So that's.
Do I pick up on that? Can I pick up on that from her?
Because Renko rolled a human check and he did. That's why he's asking.
Well. I don't know. I've shot someone before, but I've never killed anyone.
Considering the shit that we deal with on a daily basis in this line of work, the simple act of murdering another human being is, well, it might seem mundane, but it's going to change you. Just, I hope you're ready for the weight that comes with that.
But I'll try to keep my head on my shoulders.
And you, Desmond?
I'll be alright.
You will, won't you? Yeah. Alright then. To the killing fields.
And that is where we're going to take a little break. We fade back in on 4 figures sat in a longboat some 3 hours, 4 hours from the last time you heard from them. As they are now drifting downstream in a Massachusetts marshland. It's always somewhat misty out here, regardless of what time of year it is. And that certainly accompanies you as the sun is beginning to set in the distance. Renko, who is sitting at the very back of the small motorboat that he procured, switches the engine off, cuts it quick, and you drift somewhat silently now as he takes a single oar and just idly paddles.
We are close. There should be 2 patrols. We'll get to land over here.
And he points over to, there's a small jetty that you are steadily approaching. And he takes out a compass quick and then snaps it shut.
2 cut north, 2 cut south. If we're careful, we should be able to track down those scouts. Silence them before we move in. Everybody check earpieces.
You've all fully equipped yourselves at this point. Renko tests the earpieces and they all come through loud and clear.
Any questions?
I think you and Desmond should probably take the side that's closest to the lobby front door area. They probably won't be as surprised to see you walk in.
A smart thinking, yes. We head south then.
Right. Eliza and I will take the north.
The boat pulls up quietly now and Renko gets off and quickly moors it to the jetty before assisting Eliza off the boat like the somewhat recalcitrant gentleman that he is. and you, in your teams of 2, part ways, at least for the time being. Your first target being the scouts. Should only be 2 in total, so 1 on either side of the perimeter. It's evident that they don't expect mass engagement, so if you'd like to tell me how we'll do this one squad at a time. We'll start with Eliza and Desmond, as that is in you're on the 2 separate squads.
You mean oh.
No, Eliza and Desmond. So, Eliza, from your perspective, what is it that you would want to try and do here?
Well, right now, if there's no imminent danger, I would like to try to scope out the area. Since we didn't have that much information to start with, what is going on here? Like, any windows, any doors, anywhere that could be an emergency exit if we needed.
The compound isn't in sight yet. You're on the perimeter. All you can see is marsh. It's like marshy woodland.
Okay. I was
almost everywhere.
Extremely underestimating the size of this area.
Yeah, you're looking. You're looking for the scouts first before you press inwards towards. Renko knows where the compound is.
Okay, so then, in that case, any foot traffic that I can see in like the marsh, footprints, somewhere where that would indicate their immediate route.
Why don't you roll survival for me and find out?
Okay. Let's see. Nope. No.
Okay.
It was 17 over 10, if that matters.
Okay. That's not too bad. Desmond, over to your pairing now. What is it that you want to do?
Desmond is crouched on the ground, staring very intently at it. His first instinct is, of course, to look for repetitive tracks, as he often got in the habit of walking in exactly the same path when he was, doing his various tours and things like that. Often even same exact footprints. So that's what he's looking for with his chunky survival skill.
Yeah, go ahead and roll it for me, please.
Oh, 11 under 80.
It's a crit. Renko sees you crouch and take the measure of the terrain around you, and very quickly falls in lockstep. And it occurs to you that Renko's probably read all your files, so he's probably more than aware of what you in particular, Desmond, your skill set, and it's just behind you. It's like,
You track. I put him down. Lead the way.
and you very evidently find and whoever the scout is pretty good at covering his tracks with regards to hiding his position from most laymen. You are not a layman at this particular endeavour, and you can see the tiny little, whether they're mistakes or whether it's just an underestimation on this scout's part of he never expected anyone with your skill set to ever be tracking him through this swamp, so he didn't bother. But it's not long before you and Renko come upon there's a gentleman in jeans and like a tracksuit top, and he has his hands sort of clasped in front of him, and in one of those he is clearly holding a submachine gun, a Mac-10, and he has sunshades on, that he takes off and takes out from the inside of his jacket, just like a handkerchief, like wipes his brow and stuffs it into the pocket again, before moving further in the direction he was clearly headed on that perimeter. How would you like to close the gap?
This is a swamp, right?
It is.
Desmond pushes himself low to the ground, almost like a lizard, and as much as he can, he swims through the water. It's constantly being disturbed. There's a million critters going in and out, frogs, flies, snakes.
The area where you are isn't as... It is swamp, like it's marshland, but the area where you are is relatively... Yeah. Like you've kind of gone through the swamp part, totally, and you're more... Yeah, it's more marshy now.
Okay, that's fine enough. So you'd say there's quite a decent bit of ground cover?
Oh, yeah.
All grass? In that case, I'm going to remember what Renko said. Renko said to me, and I'm going to wave him forward, and I'm going to pursue at a distance, just ready with the silenced, because I know Renko is almost certainly a better shot than me. And as he said, I track, he kills.
Renko nods, and still crouched as low as you are, he will attempt to slip by you and enter engagement range with this figure. Just a moment while I roll stealth for him. Okay, that's decent. And let's roll alertness for the sentry. Whew, okay, yeah. The Renko moves forward, and you see him kind of disappear into a bush just behind the sentry and to the right. And there's a moment where it stops, and then there's quite like a loud snap, like a branch or a stone being thrown, or like a branch being broken, like directly behind the sentry, and you see the sentry spin. And the moment the sentry spins, you see Renko Dart lean out from a tree that's just in front of where the sentry was headed, and he aims the AK-12 with the silencer on there and takes a shot.
Rip silencer.
Mm-hmm. He takes a shot and he rolls 11.
Perfect number.
So that's going to be...
Did me fine a few moments ago.
Yeah.
I think this is rolling to see whether or not we can send him home to his family.
Yeah, no, I mean, crit means max dice, doesn't it? That's going to be...
You tell us, Handler.
Yeah, that's going to be... Yeah, I mean, the guy... you see the entire... From Renko's round, like, the side of this man's neck, just... It's as if someone took, like, a a war hammer or some sort of great axe almost directly to the side of his neck, and just this huge chunk of. And the guy has literally half the amount of neck that he had a second prior. Just collapses gurgling to the ground.
Before he's even hit the ground, Desmond is rushing forward and starting to drag the body to a hiding spot.
Desmond, are you adapted to violence?
I should be, but hell no.
Can you make a sanity check for me then, please, having seen...
Yeah. 1! Sorry.
You rolled a 1?
Sorry.
All right.
Yeah.
It's no problem then, not a
good.
problem. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Do you want to roll... You can roll... We've got a few options here. Forensics or survival.
Oh, yeah, we're going to take that one. Survival.
Okay, yeah, to hide the body, that's fine.
Please, not forensics. Oh my god, 73 under 80.
Okay, that's not a problem. Yeah, you managed to hide it somewhere. It's going to take, a proper search team with sniffer dogs to find it. And by the time that sort of thing's going to be in the area, you'll be long gone. We're going to switch back now to our other team. Corporal Kane. What do you wish to do?
So Eliza didn't have any luck looking for the tracks, did she?
No.
At this point, I guess Kane. I'm assuming it's like pitch dark out almost.
At sunset.
Oh, it's sunset. Okay. I guess Kane will also attempt to try to search for any tracks nearby, or yeah, he's going to first start with just searching for tracks.
Okay, that'll be I'll say survival or military science actually.
I got a 14. My military science.
Okay, no problem. You very quickly find cigarette butts. You've heard the lecture so many times, with human endurance only being finite regardless of who it is that you're referring to. Often the biggest issue with any military base security is the human sentries. Fatigue will cause you to make mistakes, get sloppy, and as you and you find the cigarette butts on the ground, and you see kind of somewhat off, maybe about 40-50 feet in front of you, is a individual wearing a leather jacket and a vest with a white vest, and he's carrying what looks like an MP5 from where you are.
45?
An MP5, a submachine gun.
No, sorry, the range was 45.
About 50 feet away.
50 feet. I can hit 50 feet in real life. Kane should be able to hit 50 feet from here.
Okay.
Actually, heavily trained soldier like himself, he should be just fine.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a rifle, so if you want to make the shot, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, yeah.
100 meters.
Roll firearms.
Show thing. That's
Is
for
it
me. It's a nice juicy 10 for my firearms.
okay? Yeah, I mean he's not going to dodge because he doesn't know you're there, so that's just a hit. Roll the damage.
Yeah. That is going to be for max damage of 12.
That is his exact number of hit points.
Ranger blackout.
As you hit is it just a single round that that's what you've rolled for?
Yep.
Yeah,
One shot,
clips him just back of the head. You just see the back of his dome go off like a squib almost. Collapses face down in the dirt.
Eliza.
Hmm?
Grab his gun.
Okay.
I'll cover you. Grab his gun and drag it off into the reeds.
Okay. Eliza will take the gun. Can she attempt to hide his body?
Yep, forensics or survival.
I'd love to roll forensics for you.
Go ahead.
I love is the idea of that either you roll survival to know how to hide a body, and you roll forensics to know what gets a body discovered and what not to do.
Mark, I rolled a 4.
Okay.
That shit is
No one is finding this body.
You lot are
Ever.
on fire today. No problem. Yeah, you put it somewhere. It's gonna take a pretty intense search team to find it, certainly. And you also want to mark down. You now have a submachine gun. You frisk his pockets, and he is carrying an extra magazine. There's one already in there that's full. Let me just get the. One moment, I'll get the stats for you. Equipment and vehicles coming out, right. Right, it's got a base range of 50 meters.
Okay. Is the skill? The skill is just firearms.
Firearms,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah. It's same.
Ooh,
Damage is 1d10.
fancy.
It's got a lethality rating of 10%. So if you tell me you're going to fire a burst instead of a single shot, then you get a. The way that works is if you then tell me you're firing a burst, and then if you roll under 10%, that's an instant kill. You don't roll damage.
Ooh.
The
Fine.
rifle is also the rifle that the Corporal Kane fired is also capable of that. And there's 30 rounds in a SMG clip in an MP5 clip, and there's one in there at the moment, and you've got a spare.
I have 60.
Total, yeah, 30 at a time.
Okay. Okay. Ooh. It's. Do you want this, or should I take it? Also, I hit his body, and no one's ever going to find it. I know that because I just hit it, and I don't even know where it is anymore.
I saw you disappear into the reeds, and I don't even know where the. Okay. No,
anyway,
keep
nobody's
that
finding
for
it.
yourself. Just wrap the sling around yourself and have it on your back.
It is worthy to note there is no suppressor on that submachine gun.
Yeah, this is a oh shit gun for you. Okay. In case I'm not able to help you.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm a decent shot, Kane, by the way.
I don't doubt it, but being able to take the shot and taking somebody's life is an entirely different matter. Okay? This isn't some fucking training day or where you get to arrest the guy. I need to know that when we go in there, you have my back. Because there's no time for hesitation. When we're clearing that room, you have a split second to decide whether you're ready or not to take somebody's life. And if you aren't, then you're dead.
Okay.
Okay? Try not to think too hard about it, all right? Just pull the trigger. Makes it a little bit easier.
I am the chronic overthinker of this group. But okay, I'll try.
In the meantime, Agent Renko has directed Desmond towards your target. The two of you approach the compound, which is down in somewhat of a... I mean, it's obvious why it was built in this area. There's a ridge that's almost all around the building itself, with a few paths leading down. It's... To call it a clearing would probably be an understatement. It is a relatively open area. You suspect as you approach, Desmond, that probably cut some trees down to both provide the material to build the massive log and sort of combination log and steel girder structure, and to make space for the building in the first place. You can make a say an alertness check for me there, as you
65 under 82.
Lovely. As you're perched on the edge of the ridge, you can see from where you are, you're at the back of the facility. If I'm not mistaken, that was the way that you said you wanted to go?
That's the way Renko took us, I think. Or did he take us to the front
No,
doors?
Renko was going to the front doors. That's fine. Okay, so you see from where you are, there's like a car park looking... I mean, there's leaves everywhere. And there's like a car park looking... although there's one battered old four-wheel drive vehicle parked there. It's a little rusty. The car park itself has seen better days. The tarmac is cracked. The front of the building itself, constructed from both a combination of logs and steel girders, kind of the front of the place is kind of overrun with vines and ivy, apart from the area surrounding two large steel double doors that are at the front that strike you as you doubt that there were steel doors on the front of this building when it was first constructed. They look newer than the rest of the building.
Okay. So I'm gonna lean over to Mr. Renko. Yeah, this is the shittiest orphanage I've ever seen.
When we get inside, let us just hope we only have to contend with the staff. God knows what else is in there.
Well, I mean, did you bring salt?
Hopefully, I won't need it, but these days, yeah. Carrying all kinds of weird shit with my standard loadout.
Desmond smiles as he reaches into his backpack and pulls out standard brand 3-pound salt bag. Yeah, it's gotten us all a bit klepto. But good to know we all come prepared.
you see him tap his ear, and like fiddle with the dial on the radio on his hip, and at that point, Kane, Eliza, you hear Renko's voice come through loud and clear on your earpiece.
We're in position near the entrance.
Copy that. Sorry, scouts have been taken out on our end. We're moving to backdoor location right now.
Let us know when you're at the back door and we can move in together.
Copy. Eliza, do you see the entrance anywhere, the back door anywhere?
How close are we to the compound, Mark? Did we find our way there?
You can, judging from the path that the sentry you just killed was taking, and you know he was travelling in an equidistant manner from the other scout. So from there you can kind of estimate whereabouts the building would be from you. And you don't see, I mean, there's too much, there's trees and foliage and stuff to be seen, but there is somewhat of a clearing off through the trees, maybe 10 minutes, briefly through the marsh to get there.
Okay. Well, we're in this clearing now, so we've got to be close.
And you head in that direction and find yourselves. You can see you're now standing on the other side of the aforementioned ridge. From where you are, you can see the back of this building. There's a single sort of badly painted wooden door at the back with a huge padlock on it. The back garden, you suppose, to this building, there's no other real decent descriptor, is just a mess of huge, like, overgrown bushes, and there are two gentlemen sitting on a broken bench that's right up against the back, sort of the wall of the building, right next to that door. And more worryingly, tied to a big post about 10 feet in front of them, is a rather large pit bull on a chain that runs the length and breadth of this back garden area. Can you both also roll alertness for me, please?
Oh, I was gonna check in with Renko about that. 2 guards back here and a dog. Before I...
You just hear him mutter the word "copy."
I've got an 11 on my alertness roll.
Ooh, that's fancy.
Okay.
Okay, I also passed, but not nearly as nicely.
You study the pit bull for a second, both of you. And with your crit, Kane, and the fact that you have a decent forensic score, Eliza, you notice something in its mouth. Small, cylindrical looking. Your eyebrows furrow for a second as you try and focus in on what that is. Kane, you do the same, and you see a bone of some sort in that pit bull's mouth. And as Kane's eyes widen, Eliza, you turn to him and your expression begins to match his, and even more so, and later on you'll come to curse your own skill set as, because of your deep knowledge of forensics, you very, very easily identify this as a child's arm bone. Can you both make a sanity check for me, please?
Is that for violence or
Helplessness.
nuts? Success on my part.
Okay.
I'm A-okay as well.
You both lose 1 sanity point there, please.
Okay.
Curse.
We're going to kill all of them, right?
Is the clearing just like it's an open clearing essentially from
Yeah, if you
where we are to the back
if you
door?
were to make a
almost?
break, yeah, if you were to make a break forward from where you're perched on the ridge, like in sort of the foliage, they would see you coming. Like, it's a wide open area. There is a like a crappy chain link fence that sort of denominates what the back garden of this building is. It's like it begins at the bottom of the ridge almost. There's a bit of a gap. I mean, it's not going to be a problem for you guys to clear the thing. Some of it's even sort of rusted and twisted and huge holes. There's sections of it you could just walk through. But both the pit bull and the 2 men on the back porch that are quite noticeably armed would see you coming if you were to just like stand up and move forward, for example.
Yeah. What's the likelihood that I'm able to fire a burst shot and kill both of them?
You can only target one at a time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
From
I
this
don't know
range,
because I'm not that into guns.
from this range and with the weapons that you have, you could both coordinate your shot if you wanted to.
What's the distance?
Maybe from you to the door, like where the men are sitting, maybe 75, 80 meters total.
And you said there's like a chain link fence that kind of separates where we are and
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of
I wouldn't
boundaries to their
even
backyard area.
correct. I wouldn't even make you roll to clear the thing. It wouldn't be a problem. Like, there's sections of the thing that actually have like huge
Yeah.
holes in them that you could
Right.
probably just step through. So
That's fine. Eliza, how far is the chain link from us to the?
the chain link is at the
Is
bottom of
that
the
like
ridge.
closer?
Like, you're right on the edge of the ridge.
Okay.
You could head down about 10 meters, and then the chain link fence will be right in front of you.
Okay, so it's about like 10 meters ish in front of us.
Yeah.
Not including verticality, which is an issue. All right. I'm gonna throw my knife at the chain link. I'm gonna throw my knife at the chain link fence to try to attract the dog's attention and get one of the guards to move over to us, Eliza. I'm gonna have you try to take him out while I go for the one sitting in the back. Okay, that sound like a plan.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Push comes to shove, I can always just I can just take the battery out of my GPS and set up fire on the grass nearby.
Hey, uh, don't die, okay?
Um, So yeah, I'm gonna try to like chuck my like combat knife as hard as I can at the chain link fence below us, or not directly below us, but like kind of off a little bit, uh, to like Eliza's right, um, and just like
And
hit the noisiest part of the chain link fence,
Okay.
I guess, while trying to stay hidden.
Throw it. I mean, you wouldn't
I
make.
was gonna say I'd love to hide.
Yeah, that's not a problem. You're hidden where you are because they're not actively searching for you. So I'm not making you roll anything. That's fine. I'm gonna say Corporal Kane, roll a luck check for me. As you throwing the knife won't be a problem. You're throwing a knife at a fence. But I need you to make a luck check to see if the dog takes
Is it
the bait.
higher the successes?
Yeah.
Is it above 50?
Yeah.
It's a 93 then.
Okay. So you really definitely heft the weight of the knife and a really satisfying, like the knife actually turns somewhat sideways in the air, and so you get the whole surface area of the knife just impact with that fence, making a big old rattle. And then you see the dog's ears go up, the bone drops from its mouth, and it bolts right to the very edge of the chain that it's on, nearly taking its legs out from underneath it as it hits the full extension and begins kind of sniffing around and growling and looking. You've got moments. It's close to you now. If you're going to act, you'll need to do it now.
Oh yeah, I shoot the dog.
Okay.
I have a suppressed M4. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah. Roll.
Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy.
Roll firearms.
That's going to. What's my fire? That's gonna be a 50 for me.
Okay. Yeah. Roll damage.
Yeah, that's a D12. That is 10 damage.
Okay. Yeah. Couple more than you need to kill a dog, certainly, and yeah, it with a small whimper it goes down. At this point, the two men on the bench stand up in unison and begin to make their way over. At that point, I'm gonna head back over to Desmond.
Get ready, Eliza.
And Renko. As it's pretty quiet, so you hear some of this from where you are. You certainly hear the sound, Desmond, of the chain link fence as like the knife hits it, and that impact kind of rattles outwards along the fence and reverberates right around that back fence, and it, you're in the sort of marsh foresty area, so the sound bounces off of a bunch of trees. You hear it from where you are.
I quickly turn to Renko. Well, in the Delta Green business, we call that the signal.
All right, then. We best brace ourselves.
And he quickly, in a crouched manner, kind of sprints out to the back of the vehicle that's parked in front, the rusted 4-wheel drive. Let me just roll for him. Yep, passes his stealth check. Do you want to do the same? What is it you're doing now, Desmond?
I mean, he's just moved off, clearly doing Renko shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna stick with him, because I'm pretty sure Renko is much better at killing people than I am. And I am very good at just sneaking, so
Okay.
I'll just stay with him.
Go ahead and roll
and
that
let him
stealth check
get
then, yeah.
played. Okay, here's where I hopefully don't be wrong. 58 under 64. It's getting to closer and closer margin every time.
That is still a pass, though, and that's fine. You don't do anything overly stupid to reveal your position. You fall in step behind him as you both are now relatively close to those big double doors. He pulls out what looks like a magnetic keycard.
This should open front door. We move around from the side.
And the front door is sort of, there's a big wooden kind of decking at the front of the building. So there's like 3 or 4 steps that head up to this decking area. But Renko moves around to the side, and instead of heading directly up the steps, he kind of climbs up from the side. And you, at this range, you can see all the windows have been painted over with black paint from the outside, and most of them are either have big heavy grills over them, or some of them even just large steel sheets that have been hammered onto the to cover the windows from the front.
Jesus Christ, this place looks like Dorchester. I mutter to myself as I copy his motion on the other side of the deck.
Okay. And you same stealth roll as before, so it's not a problem. And he approaches the magnetic lock and swipes the key card. And there's a moment where nothing happens, and you hear him under his breath mutter something in Russian, and then all of a sudden the light bings green with this tiny beep as you hear a loud metallic snap. Renko moves forward and opens the door to the lobby. Inside the lobby, you are greeted with what can only be described as a total bloodbath. There are the bodies of men in tracksuits and jackets and jeans and casual clothing, but clearly armed. Some slumped against the wall, bleeding out, some hanging from balconies, bullet casings lining the ground, and make an alertness check for me, Desmond.
Okay. Oh boy. I told you the margins are getting closer. That's a 79 under 82.
Shotgun shells. Lots of them.
Okay.
Renko kind of stops and turns to you.
Something is very, very wrong.
Yeah, it looks like it's time to start worrying about the others and what ifs you mentioned earlier. Is there a shotgun on the floor?
No.
They're guns?
Their guns, they appear to be carrying varying models of submachine gun.
Okay. I will grab one of the MP5 since I assume that's probably here.
Yep.
And just grab the ammo that is sort of fully racked and not...
Make a search roll for me.
Absolutely. Oh, that's a 4!
Okay. You find, I'm going to say, you're lucky enough that the one you pick up, there's only 5 of the 30 rounds in the magazine for this one that have been like the clip that have been used, and on the corpse that you take it from, he's carrying 2 more.
Let's go. Excellent. So I will just grab that. There's just some scuff shit going on here. Okay. Renko, you got a backup plan for if the Russians are already dead?
We still need to find the children. We find
Alright,
the kids, we get
optimistic.
them out.
Okay, Renko.
And he turns towards a set of double doors to your right, and 2 fingers points towards them and begins to move. We're going to move back now to Kane and Eliza.
Ready yourself and take aim, Eliza. Use your use the Glock I gave you. They should be within as soon as they get within like 15 meters of us, take the shot. I'll take the one on the left, you get the one on the right.
The 2 men head towards where the dog went to. They get approximately 25 meters from where they were seated when both of them stop. And they turn off to their right. From their right, your left, you see maybe 4 of them, each wearing large, heavy overcoats and gloves and combat boots, and a 1940s style gas mask that completely obscures their face. They're carrying large pump action shotguns as they stride into the backyard, and the men turn and begin to shout in Russian, and without warning, the 4 men in the trench coats open fire, leveling the 2 in seconds, tearing them to pieces across the back garden. Eliza, can you make a sanity check against violence for me, please? I mean, if you've seen what happens to RoboCop, that kind of makes him RoboCop, that's what's happening to these 2 poor souls.
Okay, so we're good, but it was close. I'm gonna be honest.
Still lose 1 sanity there.
Okay.
They are torn to shreds. And the 4 turn and they look almost wordlessly toward the back door before moving into the building. And that is where we're going to end it for the evening.
Oh,
Oh no, the cleanup crew showed up. We're not the only cleanup crew. Ah.
Oh boy,
my money!
it's so good to see them again. I was wondering what they
I
were
know,
doing
I
in the night.
missed them. I missed them so much.
So until next time, I thank you as always for listening.
Oh my god.
And have you seen the yellow sign? Good night.